AFC South, we have Trevor Lawrence, Ryan Tannehill, Anthony Richardson, and CJ Stroud. And I want to say this. This is the year where you're going to see a big jump. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, this is your division to lose. Look, can Tennessee still be competitive in this division? Yes, right? They have a veteran quarterback. They have Derrick Henry. They went out and got DeAndre Hopkins, which should help them. But Trevor Lawrence he has the highest potential, the highest scale, the highest ceiling of any quarterback in the division. Yes, that includes the two rookies. I'm not sold on them. They have to show me first. You know, these running quarterbacks, these running backs / quarterbacks coming into the NFL, more likely than not, they don't pan out. Okay? Let's just be honest. More likely than not. And if they do pan out, they're going to have a year or two really good. Trevor Lawrence is going to be great for a decade plus. Okay? It's safe to say that no other quarterback in this division is going to have a decade plus of greatness. Barring injury, Trevor Lawrence will be that guy in this division. So, if you're betting money on any one of these quarterbacks for this season, my money will go to Trevor Lawrence. It's an easy sell. Easy. Even in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, I would just blindly bet my money ahead of time that Trevor Lawrence would be the better quarterback. So, it's not to say that those other two wouldn't have a good year here and there. Shit, they may make a couple Pro Bowls, maybe not. But if I had to guess who would likely be a great quarterback for a longer period of time, Trevor Lawrence is the answer. Even as great as Cam Newton was, as you guys love to say, Cam Newton really only had like a handful of really great years. And he was a top pick, the talent, right? Physically gifted, all kind of stuff. What was he, 6'7"? He was huge, right? Everybody raving about this guy's talent. He had really 3 great years, maybe 4. Then he broke down. So Trevor Lawrence will probably give me a decade worth. So anyway. So that's how I look here on the division. Now, if you guys notice between this video and the last video, if you watch the AFC East preview, the format has completely changed because I figured we should just do a full video preview of the division instead of uploading each game. If you want to see each game win-loss record, you can go to Sports Steady TV, and I'll have the link to the description of all 4 teams that we previewed. But you can find all 32 teams on Sports Steady TV's YouTube page, just so you know. So, and Sports Steady TV as well if you're on Facebook. So, Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to win this division. And they're going to win it pretty big. They're going to win this division by 4 games. That's how dominant they're going to be. They're going to win 13 games. So I got them at 13-4. Jaguars are going to be 13-4. A couple games we're going to be looking forward to this year will be obviously week 2. September 17th. At home, they're hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, which will be it's not going to be a playoff preview. And the reason why I say that is because the Jaguars and the Chiefs will not meet up in the playoffs. And I'll get to the reasons why down the line when I do the preview of the playoffs. But this will be the only time they will see each other this season. And that's going to be a big game. I say that's going to be one of the biggest games of the season early on. Not game of the year, but it's going to be a big game. Another game to look forward to would be the October 8th game against the Buffalo Bills. That game is going to be taking place 8:30 in the morning in some foreign country. So if you want to know the results of those games, who we think is going to win, go to Sports Study TV to see every game, breakdown by breakdown, win-loss records. And one more game that I want to bring up that's going to be a big game and will be a deciding factor potentially on how the rest of the season could go will be the December 4th game at home on Monday Night Football against the Cincinnati Bengals. That will be the game of the year. That game is going to be huge because that game could decide first place in the AFC and who. Okay. So, those are the 3 games that I will be looking out for if I'm Jacksonville. And that's that. Second place team in the division will be the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans will be they'll go 9-8 with quarterback Ryan Tannehill, Tanny boy. 9-8. Derrick Henry will be solid. Offensively, they'll be okay. Defense, they're going to start off the season very, very slow. I mean, they're going to be so bad early on that you're going to think that this team is tanking, right? Like September, October is not going to be very nice to Tennessee. They're going to struggle big time. And you're going to wonder why, right? Because they only play, they got New Orleans, Chargers, Browns, Bengals, Colts, and Ravens, right? So you're going to wonder why they're going to struggle. Well, they're going to struggle. After their week 1 road win, they're going to take a big L. And the fact that this early start will be the reason why they won't make the playoffs. I'll just say that right now, that the Tennessee Titans will not make the playoffs. And the early start of the season will be the reason why. It will be the reason why. And they'll miss the playoffs by 2 games. And they're going to wish they didn't. Like they're going to miss the playoffs. Games to look out for. Games that we should potentially star on our calendar. Let me see. Anything interesting? I guess. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I mean, Tennessee doesn't really excite me, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything here that's interesting at all. You know, I mean, I guess you can say the game at the division games, of course, at Jacksonville would be interesting. Maybe the home game to Baltimore on Sunday. That's not a home game, but it's one of those international games. And the Cincinnati game in week 4, October 1st, could be interesting. And also, that's about it. So, they're going to start out real slow. Then they'll get hot in the second half, but it'll be too late. It'll be too late. All right, let's move on. Third place will be... Now, this is the third place. There's a large gap between second and third, guys. Just so you guys know, there's a large freaking gap between second and third. I mean, the gap is so wide that it's as wide as the Red Sea in some cases. The Indianapolis Colts will be 5-12, and they'll be in play for, not for the top pick, but they'll be in play for a potential top 5 pick. They'll be one of the worst teams. They'll be the second worst team record-wise in the whole conference. So that's a spoiler alert. 5-12. They're gonna have a bad season across the board. I just don't see. I'm not sold on these two quarterbacks. You're gonna see the same reflection that I'm gonna give to the Houston Texans, but Colts are not gonna be good. Sorry to say it. Games to look out for if you care about the Colts, or if you're an outsider. And when I say games to look out for, I'm talking about from like a national interest standpoint, not locally. Of course, the Colts fans, you're gonna watch your team, but I'm talking about from like an outside interest, what people should probably look forward to. Maybe the game against the Baltimore Ravens, September 24th at Baltimore. You have two running quarterbacks. September 17th in week 2 at Houston, right? Two rookie quarterbacks going at it. That may draw interest. Whatever. No Monday night games for the Colts. Not one game Monday night. No primetime games. They have that international game November 12th against New England. That may be something, but they have not one game on prime time. No Sunday night football games. Well, we don't know, because the Pittsburgh game and the Houston game on December 17th and January 7th does not have a network or time yet. So one of those games probably will be either a Sunday nighter, depending on if they shift games, because they like to do that. So that's that. Oddly enough, the same applies for the Houston Texans, who also will be playing all their games at 1 o'clock, except for one game, which is the December 3rd game against the Denver Donkeys. That'll be a 4 o'clock game. So they will not have any prime time Sunday nighters or Monday nighters and none of that stuff either. So the league, just like me, the league is expecting both of these teams to suck ass to the point where no one will want to watch them. They're not even good enough to get Houston is not even good enough to get many 4 o'clock games. Now, the final game of the season is January 7th at Indianapolis. Does not have a time right now, according to the time we have recorded this video, or network. So maybe that game could be, I doubt that game would make a Sunday nighter. So it's safe to say that both of these teams will not have any primetime games at all this season, because they both are going to suck. So 3-14 for the Houston Texans. They will have the worst record in football. Spoiler alert. That's right. They will have the worst record in football. And a top pick could be coming their way. Hey, you never know. Maybe the kid Stroud may get some help. He may get Marvin Harrison Jr. maybe on his way to Houston if he goes number 1, or whoever else, right? Because they're going to need a wide receiver. I'll tell you that right now. And they're going to need that. Now, typical Houston Texan fashion, they'll probably end up drafting a defensive player and completely passing on Marvin Harrison Jr., who's expected to be the best receiver to come out next year. So that's the recap there for the AFC South. Like I said before, guys, if you want to watch the full breakdown by breakdown records on how I got to those records, you're going to have to go to Sports Steady TV and watch each game. That's just how it goes. This is like the condensed version of the NFL season preview. And if you're wondering, man, this guy's crazy. What do you mean the Jaguars are going to win 13 games? How did he come to that conclusion? Well, go to Sports Steady TV and go look for the Jacksonville Jaguars season preview, and I will break it down. You will see it all right there. Okay? So, a quick recap before we go. Jacksonville Jaguars, 13-4. Tennessee Titans, 9-8. Indianapolis Colts, 5-12. And the Houston Texans, 3-14. That is your AFC South preview for the 2023-2024 season. Let us know what you think about this in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Gridiron Steady signing off. Get us to 10K subs. Did I say 10K subs? Sorry. Get us to 1K subs. That's what I meant to say. I don't know why that says 10. That's actually an error. Because we're not even close to... I meant to say 1K. Let's just fix that. Okay, can we fix that? Thank you. Get us to 1K subs. That's what I meant to say, okay? Alright, everyone. Sports page run by sports fans. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Send us an email at sportssteady@protonmail.com. And I will get back to you as fast as I can. Peace!